Oh boy. Oh boy. Just when you thought that things could not get worse, the Chicago Bears say, hold up. We got something for you. This organization is an absolute dumpster fire. A dumpster fire. What's going on, guys? FST here, man. And just wanted to hop on live real quick, just talk with you guys about today, which has been a crazy day to say the least. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. I'm looking at the chat right now. If the audio is good and if you guys can hear me, let me know. But yeah, just came on to just talk about today's events, and everything that can go wrong is going wrong with this team. That's essentially what it is. When it rains, it pours. You guys see the background behind me, right? The city of Chicago has been dark since football season started this year because there has been nothing to cheer about, nothing for the sun to come out for. It's just been a dark cloud over the city. And today was the latest example of that. It is so frustrating being a Chicago Bears fan. And it's one thing to lose games, and it's another thing to be completely dysfunctional. All right? Losing games is already bad enough. Being a fan of this team and losing games is already bad enough, but now I got to deal with a dumpster fire over an organization. I got to deal with that. Tell me what I have to look forward to as a Chicago Bears fan at this point. Why are they still charging us for tickets? They should be paying us to attend the games. They should be paying us to attend the games. The next home game the Bears have against the Broncos in week 4, they should pay the fans to watch this debacle. But instead, they'll charge us $400 for nosebleeds. It's just so pathetic. So let me start with this. Okay? I see you guys in the chat. Appreciate it. Cedric, John, Big Blaze, Peyton. I see all you guys in the chat. Let me just start with this, and I'll get to your guys' questions. By the way, Super Chats is always welcome, please. I will go ahead and answer the Super Chat questions right away. Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully you guys can hear me now. See, this is what's going on. The Bears are even affecting my live stream. How about now? You guys got me now? Should be fine. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right. So let me start with this, all right? Let me start with this. The Justin Fields calling out the coaching staff. All right, we're going to start there, and then I'll get to your guys' questions as well. Justin Fields calling out the coaching staff. Did I like that? Yes and no. Let's start with the no part. Obviously, I don't like the drama it creates, and I don't like the fact that, you are putting your coach or throwing him under the bus, for lack of a better word. That's never a good thing, right? You want to keep everything in-house, and you want to make sure that you don't point fingers. Now, to Justin's credit, he did come back to the media and clarify that he was not trying to call out the coaches, right? He didn't say anyone's name, right? I see you guys in the comments saying that. I totally agree. He didn't say anyone's name. He didn't say Luke Getsy. He can't coach me. Matt Eberflus sucks. He didn't say any of that stuff. He just said, hey, look, I feel like something's off here. Maybe it's the coaching, but it could be other things. All right. But I can see why people think it comes off kind of on that border. All right. Again, I agree. It was taken kind of out of context because all you see are these clips on social media saying, hey, Justin, what was wrong with you? It's been the coaching, right? Like it seems like that's what the media does. They clip it out. That's why you guys don't watch the mainstream media. You guys watch me and other creators. I appreciate that because we don't like to go ahead and just do clickbaits, right? But the other part of Justin calling out the coaching staff or calling out the fact that coaching has been the problem is that I feel like it puts Justin, his future squarely in his shoulders, right? Because now we know that moving forward, what we see from Justin Fields, more likely than not, is going to be because of Justin Fields. Okay? I hope you guys follow that. Basically, from now on, if Justin Fields sinks, it's because of his own doing and not Luke Getsy. And I'm okay with that. If Justin Fields sinks, I want him to sink his way and not sink Luke Getsy's way, if that makes sense. And so him basically saying that, hey, look, I'm just going to be myself now. I'm going to play free. I'm going to not think as much. And I'm going to do what I've been doing my whole life in playing football. And I'm going to let it rip. I'm cool with that because now we know. Now we know that moving forward, oh yeah, Justin's going to let it rip. If he still is not, doing well, if he's still sucking, if he's still, not putting up numbers, then we know, okay, Justin's not the guy. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because at least you will know. So that's why I say there's a good and bad in him kind of calling out or saying what he said at the press conference. But I agree from a technical leadership perspective, maybe, yeah, it does not look good. It does not look good because it seems like, even though he was taken out of context, it seems like it and sounds like you called out the coaching staff. But you know what? I don't want Justin to be a yes man. Mitch Trubisky was a yes man, right? He would just put his head down, go to work. Yes, sir, whatever Nagy said he'd do. And it kind of led to his demise. Justin saying, look, you, as in the coaches, are not determining my future. I am determining my future. This year is vital to me. I've got 15 more games left to prove if I am worth being a starting quarterback in this league. I've got 15 more games to prove that I'm worth at a contract extension. And I've got 15 more games to prove that my career in the NFL is going to continue. And so he's saying, I am going to go ahead and take that onus on myself. So I'm okay with that. Look, I see some of you guys in the chat saying Charles Trubisky may have been a yes man, but his career will be better than JF's. We'll see. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky has carved out a career as a journeyman at this point, a backup quarterback. If Justin Fields is not a backup quarterback, it is what it is. But that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay. And again, super chat for your questions. I'll answer those right away. Let me just finish up a couple of my points here. But please make sure to submit questions. I'll get to them shortly here. So that's the deal with Justin. Now let's switch gears to Alan Williams. So Alan Williams resigned this morning. And we don't know the reasons. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of things that have been going on that people have been talking about. But I am not going to speculate on any of those because we don't know if it's true or not, and I would rather not take that chance. All I'm going to tell you guys is that I hope whatever is happening with Alan Williams, that he gets the help he needs, or he's able to, get what he needs in terms of his health, his family, which is what he mentioned in his resignation letter. And I hope he gets that help. And then as far as the Bears, we'll see who they hired as a DC. We know that Matt Eberflus is going to be calling the defense, but we'll see. For him to abruptly just resign like that, it had to have been something monumental, because you can't tell me the grind of the season's getting to you. It's been 2 games. If this was game 13, 14, sure, but 2 games. Something happened in his personal life, and we'll just leave it at that. Okay? We'll leave it at that. And then finally, we found out about Braxton Jones obviously going on IR, and that's just such a sad situation, because we're now down 3 of our offensive linemen and our starting O-line. It's really crazy at this point, folks. It's really crazy. I mean, I think Larry Borum's probably going to step in at that spot. You know, we already lost Tevin Jenkins for a little bit, 2 more games before he's potentially back. Nate Davis has missed time. It's a dire situation. It's bad. You know what? Let me get off my soapbox here. Let's answer some questions. So let me get to these questions from you guys. Super chat if you want your question answered right away. But yeah, let me just try to scroll up here and go in order. But yes, super chat for your questions if you want them answered right away. Cedric Wilson, are the Bears officially worse than the Raiders and Browns at this point? In terms of what? This season? I mean, the Browns are still better than the Bears this season, and the Raiders might be better than the Bears this season. John Novella, what percentage would you say is our chance against the Chiefs? Can I go negative? I mean, honestly, folks, there is a non-zero chance the Bears can beat the Chiefs, but I'm just going to leave it at that. A non-zero chance. At this point, I just want a functional organization. Beating the Chiefs feels like a pipe dream, honestly. Peyton McIntosh, I don't care how bad Justin Fields does. We shouldn't draft the QB with our top pick. What do you think I think we should be the team up. Not sure what that last part means, but look, Justin Fields, if he does not play to the standard where we need him to, where we feel comfortable of him being our starting quarterback, starting franchise quarterback moving forward, then I'm sorry, they will absolutely draft a quarterback, and they should. Right? This is a business. At the end of the day, I love Justin. I will support Justin, but I will first and foremost always be a Chicago Bears fan. And until we get what we need at the quarterback position, everybody is replaceable. And that's just the sad reality of the situation. It's no harm, no ill will. That's what it is. Derp, what do you think will happen with the DC position? Now, look, this is an interesting question. We could certainly hire a defensive coordinator, but what if Matt Eberflus just becomes the de facto DC, right? He's calling the defense. Will they just leave the position at that point? I still think it's more likely than not that they go ahead and they do hire somebody, but it's certainly something to think about. It's tough to see who they would actually, hire at that position. So I probably will post a video with some names for you guys. But I think right now, this is what I believe happens right now for the time being. I think that spot will be vacant, and I think they'll fill it in a game or two. All right, John Pageant, what viable options out there are for defensive coordinator at this time of the year? Funny enough, I heard somebody say Rex Ryan, which would be funny. He's in media right now, but yeah. Again, super chat, guys, for your question to be answered right away. I'm trying to work through these. Philip, Faiz, you're the GM now. How would you address the current dumpster fire, aka the Chicago Bears? Great question. Great question. I mean, at this point, if I'm Ryan Poles, I am just trying to go ahead and take the fires out, right? So I'm going to go ahead and address to the media, hey, look, this is what's going on with the Allen Williams situation, and we are, wish him the best of luck with whatever's going on with him. We're moving forward with it. Here's, what Justin meant with his comments. We've had a conversation, and we're going to go ahead and move forward with that and kind of put everything here behind you. If you're Ryan Poles, the worst thing you can do is kind of like be cryptic and kind of hide everything. Look, people are really smart these days. They're not going to buy your BS. So stop like BSing the fans and the audience and the media. Just come out and say the truth and say, this is what's going on. This is how we're handling it. We're all mature adults here, and this is how we're going to move forward, and our focus is on the Chiefs. That's how you handle it. That's how you address it, right? Call a press conference, take questions, address it, move forward. Point blank, period. Max Lugo, do you know any possible OC replacements if it gets you where to get fired? Not off the top of my head. Obviously, the guys that I want are either currently head coaches, which is never happening. They're never going to take a worse position. But there's some guys that are OCs right now, which would be a lateral position, but I would love it, right? Like, I mean, I don't think it would definitely not happen this season, but like, Ben Johnson from the Lions, I like him. This would be like a head coach, actually, if you give him a head coaching position. Eric Bieniemy from the Commanders, making him a head coach. So, but yeah, I'll probably have to make a video on that as well. Danny Chow, when will Roshan Johnson's time come? Very soon. I think literally could be happening in a week or two. Honestly, Khalil Herbert, funny enough, has no juice right now. Not running as well. Dante Foreman's been a healthy stretch. It's Khalil Herbert's backfield, folks, and it's happening quick, fast, in a hurry, probably next week or week after. If you haven't picked him up in fantasy and he's on waivers, go ahead and pick him up now. Ooh, the whole offensive coaches need to be gone. I've seen enough of bad coaching. Probably both sides, honestly. At this point, like if you fire everybody, it's even more dysfunction. So I think it's just going to be one of those things where we just ride out the season. Unapologetic truth. Do you think Justin will ball out next game? You know, funny enough, you asked that. I actually have a gut feeling that he does. Now, I haven't posted my Chiefs and Bears preview video. It's going to come out tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you this much at least. I guarantee you Justin against the Chiefs is rushing for at least 50 yards, maybe 70, maybe even 100. He is getting back to running the football when things break down. He's not going to do it out of nowhere, just like, hey, drop back and then boom, miss everybody and just run out. I'm saying when the play breaks down, instead of trying to force himself to stay in the pocket like he was doing in the first two games, he's going to get out of the pocket. He's going to rush. Mark my words, 50 plus rushing yards at least, probably more against the Chiefs. So I think he'll have a much better game. As far as balling out, I hope so, but I can't guarantee that. Dan Dink, I don't know about you guys, but I was 80% sure Justin is a future QB at the start of the season. Now I'm 80% sure he's not. I hope I'm wrong. Absolutely, Dan. You are not alone in feeling that way. A lot of people, including myself, were sure that Justin was the guy, is the guy. Now, I told you the coaching staff has not done him any favors, but Justin himself has not done himself any favors because at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and you got to produce, and people really don't care about anything else. So Justin still has 15 more games to prove himself as the future franchise quarterback for this team, and let's hope he balls out. Until then, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not also being critical of him. It's just going to be, look, I'll believe it when I see it. Danny Cha, yo, Faiz, where do we go from here? Is it time to give up on JF and tank for, I believe you were talking about Caleb Williams, or do you foresee JF waking up and turning the season around? Look, at this point, if you are Ryan Poles, all you can do is let the season play out. You have to let Justin Fields finish out the season because I told you either he sinks or he swims. That's it. I know people are calling about for Tyson Bagent. It's not that time now. Maybe if the Bears are out of the playoff race down the line, it will be. But right now, you got to just play it out with Justin Fields, see what you have in him, and go from there. As far as the tank, look, either it happens organically by itself, meaning the Bears aren't very good and they keep losing games, but you can't force it. You can't force it. So, no, I don't believe they will purposely tank. That was last season. Even last season, I don't think they purposely tanked. They weren't very good. But I believe Ryan Poles is just going to let the season play out, period. All right, couple more questions here, guys. Submit a super chat if you guys want your question answered right away as I work through these. Popdo, is Lovey an option for DC, or did he go back to college? Absolutely not. Lovey Smith, I believe, is done with the Chicago Bears, as he should be. Let's just move on. Philip Poles needs to hire an offensive-minded head coach to work with Justin Fields. This organization does everything backwards. I completely agree. At the time of the hire for Matt Eberflus, I 100% disagreed with it. I thought, hey, look, you have offensive minds out there. You have a young quarterback. This is the perfect opportunity to develop him and go with an offensive-minded head coach. They could have gone with Mike McDaniel. They could have gone with Brian Daboll. Now, I know a lot of people say Brian Daboll is going to go to the Bills, but again, there was guys like Mike McDaniel out there. Look what he's doing with Tua Tagovailoa. So yeah, Ryan Poles, that's on him. That's on his watch. He messed up there. Matt Eberflus is not the guy. That much, I think I'm pretty much willing to say I'm kind of out on Matt Eberflus, man. I don't know what he brings to this team, honestly. All right, let's see here. Couple more questions. Autistic Maniac. Is Jordan Love better than Justin Fields? Right now, he's playing better than Justin Fields. As far as, long term, I'm not sure, but right now, Jordan Love is playing better than Justin Fields. I don't think that's a surprise to say that. Trey Shy, this is a first-time staff from president, coaching staff right at Idaho for the best. Absolutely. The way to even be more dysfunctional at this point is you go ahead and you fire everybody and you start new and you do this again and every 2 years. Like, no, you have to just let it ride out. Hopefully it'll blow over and you just got to go from there. We are who you thought we were. Love would be just too good, but I have a soft spot for that man. Great coach. I believe you mean Lovey. Yes, we all have a soft spot for him, but I don't think he's coming back. So players never lose. That's your logic. No, that is not my logic. Not sure what you mean by that. Charles Stobage JF won't break 200 yards passing. He actually did the first 2 games. Funny enough that you say that. Christian Gomez, I know it's a Bears channel, but are you excited for the Bulls this year? It's actually not just a Bears channel. I do cover the Bulls. It's just that at this point, obviously, the Bulls are in the offseason and the Bears are in season. But am I excited for the Bulls? Honestly, folks, I'm not, because it's similar to the Bears where it's, well, maybe not as similar to the Bears in the sense of the Bears' future looked good, but they're not playing well right now. But the Bulls' future does not just look great at all. Like, what's the ceiling? Can we win a chip this year? Probably not. So it's just, I'm not that excited, honestly. Unapologetic truth. How long will Luke Getsy last? I'm going to say, midway to 3/4 of the season. If we don't see some good offensive improvement, I think there's a chance Luke Getsy gets canned at this point. My best guess is with the entire coaching staff, Ryan Poles lets it ride out for the entire season, and then decisions will be made. But as far as in season, it would have to get really bad, which again, it could. It's gotten already really bad. But I'm saying, like, if we are week 8, week 10, week 12, and this is still happening, yeah, it's going to be where some guys are getting fired. Super chat for your questions as always, guys. So, all right, let me just answer here this one real quick. What's your prediction on who wins the NFC North, Danny Cha? It was always the Lions. I predicted the Lions to win the division before the season. I'm sticking by it. All right, so guys, look, obviously, the season has to continue and it will continue. And right now, to me, for Justin Fields, let's just focus on Justin at this point, put everything else aside with the coaches and, with the injuries. Focusing on Justin for just a second here. It is time to put up or shut up with Justin Fields. That's it. It's put up or shut up time. You go out there and you ball out and you prove to this team that you are their franchise quarterback, or you flame out and you sink and the team moves on and drafts a new quarterback next year. After today's press conference, for better or worse, Justin Fields has put the onus on his shoulders. We have a super chat here from JackSo23. Appreciate the super chat, man. The Bears need to win this weekend, otherwise the season is done. Now, look, That's putting a lot of pressure on the Bears against the defending Super Bowl champs. I don't think the season is over if they lose this weekend. I'm pretty sure they will lose this weekend. Hint, hint, I'm already going to tell you I'm predicting the Bears will lose this weekend. But even if they start out 0-3, let's say they even lose against the Broncos 0-4, I mean, you can still go to 4-4, 5-4. Like, the division's not very tough. There's a chance you can turn your season around. So I don't think the season will be over against the Chiefs. They will lose against the Chiefs more likely than not. Okay. But yeah, back to Justin. It is just Justin. It's time to just ball out. That's it. There's nothing else. Because after this point, like, if he plays poorly, he can't be calling out the coaches anymore, right? He can't be saying that. Like, it's just at this point, all we want to see is production. Get back to the player you were in the second half of last year. Show some, improvement in the pocket. Get out the pocket. Be able to go ahead and create a run like you used to. But also with Luke Getsy and the coaching staff, right? I've always said this, right? We're not talking about Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or Drew Brees here. This is a prototype of a Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, right? Justin Fields, you cannot make him a pocket passing quarterback, ask him to sit back in the pocket, drop back 30 times, and just ask him to throw the football. You got to be able to use bootlegs, rollouts, play actions, and design runs. You got to be able to do all of that stuff. So Luke Getsy, the onus is on him, and he should want to do it, because if he does do it and he is successful with Justin and he's able to, put a proper offense around Justin in which Justin thrives in, Luke Getsy, guess what? He's going to get a head coaching position. All right. So he's going to want to do that as well. Max Lugo, what's considered a successful season for Justin? Honestly, folks, at this point, Justin Fields to me needs a 2-to-1 TD to INT ratio at the end of the season. You got to throw for at least 3,000 passing yards. I don't really care about the rushing numbers at this point. I mean, he already put up 1,000 last year, but give me minimum, give me 3,000 passing yards, a 2 TD to 1 INT ratio, right? Like 20 touchdown, 10 picks, something like that. So minimum. But if he really wants to stay and like, oh yeah, that's the franchise quarterback, it's going to have to be more than that. Probably like, I don't know, like 20. I mean, Jalen Hurts last year had 22 touchdowns passing and like, 6 interceptions. So if his passing numbers aren't going to be that high, passing touchdown numbers, then his interceptions need to be low. And then, the rushing TDs can be there. The passing yards have to be decent. So, yeah. Super chat from Eric B. This game, you might actually see a peak Justin Fields in the game. He will display every attribute he has as an NFL player. I agree. I think Justin Fields is going to ball out against the Chiefs. I told you, rushing-wise, he will ball out. We'll see passing-wise, but I think Justin knows, oh, man, I just told the media all about how it was the coaches, and now if I don't play my game and if I don't say I'm going to play free and let it rip, then I'm going to look bad. So, yeah. Charles Stobit, secret agent Bajent is to cure. Mary, stop trying to make Bajent happen. The fascination with Tyson Bajent is really interesting to me, man. We're talking about a UDFA rookie quarterback now, and I know that guys like Brock Purdy exist, right? Mr. Irrelevant, who turns into, a good quarterback, a starting quarterback. But look, folks, if Brock Purdy was going to change this team, then, I think we would have seen it. I just don't know if I see anything in Brock Purdy. I could be wrong here, but excuse me. I don't know if I see anything in Tyson Bajent. I'm interchanging them too, but I could be wrong here, but it's just not time yet. The only time I think we can actually talk about Tyson Bajent getting some playing time is if the Bears are out of the playoff picture. Super chat here from Chicago Sports Talk. Michael, people calling Justin Fields a diva. Look, I told you, Michael, a lot of people are not going to like the fact that he called out the coaches. I know it got kind of taken out of context and he didn't mean it, but they're not going to like it. And that's essentially why you'll hear, oh, Justin Fields is a diva. I don't agree with it, but I can see why people think that. It's just the reality of the situation. Run pass option, RPO will make him comfortable. Absolutely. 1000% agree, John. Luke Getsy should have been doing this a while back, and he hasn't. So at this point, man, I'm just hoping and praying that we get back to not being dysfunctional and, get back to actually playing some good football at this point. So we'll see what happens here, man. But appreciate you guys for hopping in this live with me. I'll do some more. But yeah, man, just a lot of dysfunction in this organization with the Chicago Bears. Joe, appreciate the super chat. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Appreciate you as always. Thanks for watching.